I have no idea how he ended up here. You don't belong up here. You really don't belong up here. I'm not sure how he got up there, but welcome back. I'm Draken. This is the DrakenGameWerks, and you may remember last time we built the storage unit up there, which is now having a load of our goods sort of being transported up to. However, I've decided I've got to do more, and for that I'm going to want to tidy up some of the stuff that's down at the base here. So I want to make a proper sort of concrete factory that's providing up to one of the storage bins up there. I want to do some biomass sort of stuff as well, and a few other bits and pieces. But to do that, I think I also want to get the miner Mark II, which to get that, we're going to need to sort out the milestone. So the first step in our progression on that journey is just to go and get all these ingredients you see up on the screen there, and chuck them up and send it up to space, and this open up that whole branch of the industry there. Okay, so we should just need some steel pipes. Let's pop those in there a second and launch that off. That should be blasting off.
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container, enhanced conveyor belt efficiency, as well as the ability to store excess power for later use. An additional project park can now be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is now possible.
Didn't we unlock the larger storage container already? Because that's what this base is made out of. That seems like it's a little bug, but that's still fine. As long as we've got everything unlocked that we need to get hold of, which we can have a look in here. Yeah, in case in industrial beams, we can do that sort of stuff. So that's the stuff that we need to unlock. But the thing I'm most interested in is, of course, the Mark II miner, which is going to turn around and do us a lot more nicer production level, so we can use that for like our concrete factories and everything else like that. So that's what we're going to start working on next, because the plan is, if I show you, we were talking about this a minute ago, but I've got a lot of things down there. I've also got copper down there that also needs to be improved, because I want to get some copper wire off there, I need to get cables, and I need to get copper plates coming out of that. So we need some proper factories sort of working on those sort of things. So we want, the more we can actually sort of pump back into there and bring it up to here, then it should work out quite nicely. So we'll probably build a bit of a factory build down here, separate to the one over here. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll build it on that same one there. I don't know yet. But let's go and plonk these. Oh, I'm going to be dead. That was a bit of an oops. Good job we are just above there. Yeah. I just accidentally hit the wrong button while talking to you guys. Looking on there, I managed to kill myself in the process. Oops. Without the oops, let's go and start working on some of these factories, shall we? So what I'm doing is I'm now dismantling as much as I can down here. And just basically we've got a few chests down here, and we've got some chests up there, and we're just taking the goods from there and popping them up into that one. Not only that, we're also going to start demolishing these things around here. I'm a bit concerned because obviously we've got the concrete here. Once we take the concrete production facility offline, there's no more concrete being produced. And we use concrete for a lot of things, so I think the first thing we're going to need to build is the concrete factory, probably followed by whatever we're going to do with the copper line over there as well. And then that should feed in, we should have wires, cables and copper plates, as well as concrete all feeding up to there. So that should keep those all in check. And then we'll just need to build a modular frame factory basically after that, and we should be pretty good. And here's something else I noticed when I was looking at my factory and working things out. I suddenly realised this miner here is pretty much surplus requirements. You see the lines backed up already, but this is literally just producing, right, it's producing 120 ore a minute. But it's not, because everything's backed up. It's doing 120 ore to come into here, for which only needs 30 ore a minute, which is producing 30 ingots. And again, it's not producing 30 ingots because it's all backed up. To this one single constructor that is turning it into an iron rod. So we're now taking 15 iron ingots, so even slower than that's producing, and making 15 iron rods. These 15 iron rods are coming down here, and this will only take 10 iron rods to produce 40 screws a minute, which then just loads from this one machine into here. It's a waste. I mean, this is backed up anyway. We already have a screw system that's already filling up the hoppers with screws, so we don't actually need this either. This is all surplus to requirements. It can go. You know, just like that. It can go. Let's take those as well. I'm amazed that we can actually carry an entire bin of container full of screws on us, but you know, fine, that's fine, I'll take it, and we'll take these out of the way as well on the way, and we'll just keep going up until, actually, we got any more of those down there? Nope, we're good. Hopefully that should be all of that. Yeah. We didn't need that at all. I'll keep that there. And we'll keep the mining facility there because then we know that we're going to be using it again. I'll probably use it for something like the modular systems or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was just bizarre. Don't need any of that at all. At all. Okay, time to say goodbye to this and that. And suddenly everything there should suddenly quieten down. Might as well get rid of these lines. And that one there. Sorted. And then we can actually build ourselves the Mark II. Now the reason I'm doing that right away off the bat, I'm thinking I'll probably build a factory up here for the concrete. But we're going to probably bring it out from there. And I want to just check to see how much this is going to produce. So this will do 120 limestone per minute off this. I'm guessing that's just a normal limestone node. Yeah, 120. Which, if we look at what we've already programmed up here, they take 45 per minute each. So, we need 90. Technically, you could get 3 of these off here. Just if we boosted this up, that would come to 180 a minute. That means we could then run 4 constructors off there making concrete. And that should produce quite a lot of concrete. I like that. That's all we need, really. This is going to be a small factory. It's not going to be a big factory. It's going to be a tiny factory, actually, thinking about it. I thought this was going to be massive and big production facilities, was the way I was thinking about it. And now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, nah, it's not going to be that big. It's going to only need 4 constructors. But we need the concrete, so we might as well get this up and running. And then we've got other stuff coming in from over there, so I'm thinking we'll probably plug it into the end one over there. I think that's probably going to be our best bet. So let's have a go. Let's see how we can. Let's see what we can come up with. And now we have our new concrete facility. So what we've done is I set up a miner Mark II. So this node here is just a normal limestone node. So with a single power shard that I picked up from one of the slugs, I've popped that into there. So we are now producing 180 limestone a minute. If we follow the trail, so we come up here, you can see it's coming up on a lift all the way over here to this platform over here. This is our concrete making platform. It's not very exciting. It looks like a mini version of what we built up the top there. But if we come around here, we've got a little bit of a slope that brings us up here. You can see all the limestone flowing up here quite fast. And we have basically 4 of these. These will take 45 per minute. So this is coming at 180. So 180 divided by 4 is 45. So that's running at full capacity. We're using the stack overflow method. So obviously it'll flow into here when that one fills up. Then this one will become to max capacity and so forth. And very quickly it should sort of fill up to capacity. And it will produce, then these produce about 15 a minute. So it's going to produce about 60 a minute in turn, which is basically enough for these belts here that are running across here. And they're flowing just straight up into the containers up there. And we now have a very efficient, very productive way of producing quite a nice amount of concrete, actually, in fairness. We should be producing 60 concrete a minute, which should suit our base needs for the most part, I think. I think that on its own should cover most of our concrete needs, I hope. We will at some point need to do more concrete for doing reinforced steel, but that's something that's to come. We will sort that one out soon. At some point I'm going to have to sort out this mess coming down here, because this is producing this line that's going, well, weaving through everything and then eventually ending up in the sink over here. We'll have to sort the sink out at some point, because it's, yeah, these aren't probably the best things to be pumping into the sink. I could probably pump these into the sink, actually, thinking about it. It'll probably be better to pump into the sink and actually dispose of rather than these things, but probably could do with just turning it off and just emptying that container into there now, actually, and seeing what happens from there. We can just pump something else into the sink, because I think these aren't, well, I don't know, I suppose this is still producing. We'll keep it going for now. We'll see what happens. Not that we need it. There's also another sink somewhere else over there somewhere. Well, we're going to need to build another sink because we've got more of those iron ingots. But the thing I want to tackle next is this. We have these ones over here which are producing our biomass. So we are producing quite a large quantity. We actually have, these are quite filled up with these. But the other bit I want to do is I've been thinking about this as well as producing that. I believe the recipe for fabric involves various elements as well that come from the biomass. So it might be an idea to create some sort of factory setup that not only produces biomass for us, or biofuel, but also creates fabric at the same time that we can just pump and drop things into, and it's just going to suck it out and put it into what we need. Coming up here, it's nice to see the concrete now flowing up into here. That's awesome. That is so awesome. I like that. Anyway, yeah, sorry, we're just being sidetracked a minute by the fact that we are now getting a nice flow of concrete running into here. Yeah, I'm thinking that we are going to need, let's have a look. Try to think where the fabric's made. It's in this one, isn't it? What was it in the other one? I think it's this one. No, fabric. There we are. So it needs mycelia and biomass. Biomass is also used for biofuel, so we should probably have a split off on the biomass, with some going off to storage and some going into creating fabric that we can then sort of chuck mycelia into there as well, and it's going to end up producing this. Because I don't want to waste mycelia building biomass, because we get plenty from wood and leaves, but we do want the solid biofuel, and we also want the fabric being produced, because they're going to be needed at some point. And we're going to have to work out how to power up these as well at some point in the future, because these are running off these sort of things, but they're pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, just sort of being sidetracked there for a second, I think the next step is going to be our biomass, and make sure that we've got a biomass factory that's pumping into here. So we're slowly getting step by step these built up. So we had 5 over there, got 1 more here, concrete. Let's see if we can get some biofuel and fabric running into these as well. Yay, so we have 3 more storage containers here. 1 for mycelium, 1 for wood, and 1 for leaves. And what happens here is these will drop down beneath here. So these containers are actually at the side here. So when you put stuff into there, they're actually going to come out the back and go down beneath this actual storage platform. So this is a drop-off point. And when they come down here, excuse me, what are you doing here? Other than kicking me up in the air. Let's try and drop down here a second in between. I'm not sure how he managed to get himself stuck in there. Yeah, you need to move out of there because you're going to be in the way of my things. Anyway, they're going to come down here. So that's going to be the wood line. That is going to be the leaf line. These come into here. So this is a setup for wood and turning it to biomass. And then this one here will take leaves and turn it into biomass as well. And then what we've got is another line here for mycelium. So that's going to come around there. We'll come back to that one in a second. Now this one with the wood, it takes 60 wood a minute, but it produces 300 biomass per minute. So it's going to come out and split it into 3. And so I can't really quite get it to go to quite the value that we want it to, which would be probably something like, I don't know, about 120 100 per minute or something down there, but I think I'll set these lines up roughly. So, well, yeah, it would be 100 per minute going to each of these lines. These lines are going to back up a little bit, but this should be fine. We'll just have the freeway split out here, and then that one's doing 60 a minute. So the 60 a minute goes into that one, and then you got 100 each going into these. Now the 100 is a bit of an overkill because, oh, they will take 120 actually. I tell a lie, I thought it took less than that, but it's okay. The 100 there will do fine. This will run at about half speed. It's okay. Could have probably merged them into one and have a little excess. I mean, it's not going to be running all the time, but I don't know, the 3 will do. It just keeps it nice and efficient. So we've got these 3 plants here that are just basically turning biomass into biofuel, merges it all back into one and sends it up there, and the biofuel is going to be in one of these containers above us. However, one of these lines coming out of here is going over here instead, and it's going into a storage hopper here. So this is going to hold as a storage hopper, storing up biomass for us, which will then be merged with mycelia, mycelium. I've been playing too much Minecraft, it's mycelia, and merge it up to create fabric, and then that comes out this end and goes around here and up into there. So we've also got some fabric being produced as well. We shouldn't need a lot of fabric, but we've got it there in the storage anyway. We've got the facilities there. Everything's powered up. We just need to basically plug resources into here, and this should function. I should also go and check, I think, the power. You still not got yourself free. You weren't there a minute ago when I set this all up. I honestly haven't just trapped this guy in there. Hopefully that will set him free. That set him free. Awesome. Right, okay. Oh, don't come back. Yeah, you might want to learn to walk rather than glide. I mean, it's an impressive glide, but you're supposed to walk? That's odd. That's very, very odd. Anyway, we just need to chuck some resources into here, and hopefully we should make sure that this actually all runs up and functions correctly. Now I'm taking all the mycelia because mycelia is used for some other stuff as well, but it's very useful for the sort of the fabric side of things. So we're making sure we're using a bit of it in there. We can get a bit of production going out there. And it's flowing out quite at a slow pace, but it doesn't need to be a really particularly fast pace. But if we chuck that one down as well, let's go down and check, see what's going on down below. We can see, look at these lines. These lines look beautiful coming down together. I love that about Satisfactory. Sometimes you just get those perfect moments where you just see everything moving in sync together and it looks lovely. I love this. That looks brilliant. Okay, so these are going around here. These are producing more cargo down here. We're having a look here. So we've got mycelia coming around here. We've got biomass coming around here. Biomass going into all of these. Oh, this is working quite nicely. We are seeing biofuel just packing its way up into there. That's awesome. And now we have our first rolls of fabric coming out as well. So this is the first fabric we've produced on the base. And it's coming here from our new production facility under here. That's awesome. And it's pumping straight into there. I love this. It's standing under here. You can just see the list going every now and then and different bits coming up and down. Rotors need to possibly speed up a little bit, but I don't know. We live with it. That's awesome. That's awesome. I like this. Of course, with all of that production done, that leaves this line all redundant. We don't need this anymore. This is also another piece that we can just take out of here. Just remove completely. I'm not sure actually how much space we got on here after we did that. Oh, we've got a bit. Okay, so we can just take these away completely. They're not needed anymore. So dump. Take this out. Job done. That one out. Come back to these biofuel bins because we'll take these up and pop the biofuel back up there, but we're just getting rid of these for now. That's okay. That suits quite fine. That gives us a look how much space is out here. We could build another factory out here, small factory, but we could or expand the factory we have over there. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something like that, I think, at some point. But for the first point, let's go back over there. Let's go and chuck those up in the resources there. And we also need to beacon up as well the new ones that we've plugged up. So we've plugged up the two from the fabric and everything else like that, and we also got the concrete. So we should put some beacon markers out there. We've got another 5 inlets over there. 5 points for the lifts to sort of come into. So we'll have to consider what we're going to put onto those ones as well, I think. Got them all. It's just a few little bits of biomass I'd accidentally sent through. But if we come into here, because this one is not, it's running at full peak, we could just chuck a load of biomass into that one. And this one's not running at full peak, we could just chuck more biomass in there. It just backs up the line a little bit, but it should get through it quick enough. And then we're going to chuck some more biomass into here. And these is 15 biomass. Still flowing pretty fast, actually. Just make sure we got... Actually, this one's probably going to be the one to do it into. It should work its way through that pretty quickly enough. Leaves. Have we got space for leaves? Yes, we got space to put a bit of leaves in there. There we are. Right. And then we're down here. Nothing else really to chuck in down here. I could have put it into there, but this is probably still filling up, isn't it? Yeah, they're still filling up. Right. What else do we have to put away down here? We've got biomass fuel. Oh, it's biomass. It's got to go up to above. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a bit clearer now? We have that space all taken up there. So where that biomass generation plant was before, we now have all this space open up. This is starting to open up quite nicely. Once we get rid of this sort of bit of a mess of an iron production facility, we've got an iron thing here. It could be just powering straight into there. This will be so much tidier. And then this bit over here as well. So we need to build ourselves like a copper facility, which we'll probably build on the side of that one, actually. I think we'll try and sort this all out in one go. But before we do that, before we sort all that out, I need to check on something. I need to go and check on the coal power plants to make sure that our power supply isn't actually being overburdened. So for that, we need to go and jump in our wagon over here and go for a quick ride. Let's have a look. Oh, we are pushing the line a bit. So we are up to... What is that? So we can use a maximum 400, but we're producing 450 at max. We really need to basically start considering we can only do about 50 megawatts more stuff based on what we got here at the moment. Now we could, he says, possibly increase our production. To do that, we could increase the miner up there. So we would need to go and investigate. Actually, let's go and have a quick run over. Oh, actually not dropping down here. I need a better way of getting over here rather than jumping up on the conveyor belts. I need possibly build like a walkway or something, I think, over the top of this so that we can easily get over to here, which is where we need to get to climb up there and have a look at the belt, at the miner we got up there, because it's a miner Mark 1. And we could replace it with a miner Mark 2, which would double the production. If that doubles the production, we could double the output. We can put twice as many coal power plants down here. Let's go and have a look. And with twice as many coal power plants running off this same node, we will have doubled our power abilities, and then we can actually pop on a full copper production facility. So I was a bit concerned because we've been adding a few extra bits. We've got like the miner steel facility that we built very roughly. Oop, nearly went off the edge there, don't want to do that. Which we built way over there, which we probably can't even see from here. We can see a few things though from here. We can see like our storage facility is now visible from here. That's pretty cool. Anyway, sorry, just getting sidetracked. So over there somewhere is our little miner steel facility, so that's putting an extra demand on there. Plus all the new facilities we built, the concrete ones and everything else, they are replacing existing facilities. So the ones that we've taken out, that removes their drain on the power supply, but obviously the new ones we're putting in actually use a bit more power because there's a few more bits and pieces on there, like the concrete doubled the number of constructors on it. And also like our biofuel ones now have the assembler built in for fabric as well. So that is all draining more energy. So I was wondering how much we would actually sort of take on that one, but it's not too bad. So we should be able to boost this up to 180 per minute, I think. If we get the Mark II on there, that'll take that to 120 because this is a normal node, not a pure node. That'll take it up to 120, which we can put the battery back in there, and that's going to put it up to 180. So with the power shard, yeah, 180. Coming down on here, and then we can just check the coal power plants, but I think essentially it means we can double what we got down there. So we've got at the moment, what, 6 of them, so we can increase that to 12, and then we could also increase that. We would also need another 6 water pumps as well to power those 6. All right, let's oh, I always catch my breath there trying to come down on there. That's scary. That's very, very scary. Okay, Future Draken here, just to cut in just at that point. I am having this little problem and a bit of a habit at the moment where I've been recording episodes thinking this is going to make a nice half-hour episode, and when I get into the editing stage, I'm finding with Satisfactory I don't have a half-hour episode, I actually have 2 half-hour episodes. The thing is, it gets a bit long. It ends up like being a 50-minute episode. You saw it with our first episode that we did for the season, and there's been a few episodes since where we've had the same thing, and I've had to split them down, and I'm doing it again with this one as well. So I'm going to cut in here, do apologise. It is becoming another 2-parter. This is becoming a habit. We will continue again next time into another one there. It's probably to do with my timing, so I'm going to have to do a little bit practice more over time to work out how to get the timings right so we don't end up with these 2-parter episodes. I think 50 minutes is a bit too long. I mean, obviously let me know in the comments below if you think 50 minutes is fine, but I think 50 minutes is a bit too long. About a 25-minute episode, 20 to 25 minutes episodes is fine. I'm going to have to work to make these episodes a little bit better when I'm sort of cutting and editing at the moment. But in the meantime, if you have enjoyed this episode, thank you very much. Leave a like and a subscription below. That would be very much appreciated because I am trying to grow this channel. This is my second gaming channel. Don't forget to check out my first gaming channel as well, DrakenGameWerks. I do all my Minecraft content on there. I also plan to bring a few more of a piece of content over to this channel, so that should be pretty interesting as well. And don't forget to check out the DrakenStreamWorks, where I do a lot of streaming, and I'll probably try and sneak in some streaming on Satisfactory as well in the future. or maybe in the past, depending on when I get this uploaded and when I do the stream. It might be just a little out of order, but I'd like to thank you once again for being here. I know we didn't get quite to the end there, so we're still in the middle of like sorting out the coal power plants in order to be able to give us the facility to make other bits and pieces, but do stay tuned, because next time we're going to be looking at finishing that coal power plant and getting copper up and running and doing a bit more tidying up down at the bottom of the base there. But in the meantime, I've been Draken. You guys take care. Bye.